you posted.
Awesome. Good morning, Christina. Hi, David.
Hi, good morning, Amy.
Morning.
Good morning, Cookie.
Good morning.
Hi to Nikki as well. We don't see you, but we know you're there behind that black screen.
Hi, Nikki.
I'm here. Here you are. Wonderful. Nice to see you. Any requests this morning, you guys? We're not going to do hip openers for you, David.
I'm just going to fly through time and space. That's what I was thinking.
Well, absolutely. This helps to get you there. Bill's out. The cats are coming. We've got cats everywhere here. They may be in this place. You wonder why I always have cat hair all over me.
Who's the one on the yoga mat?
That is Hannah. She's very beautiful. Right here is Ringo, and he is really the ringleader. And then Haley Grace, also known as Butterball, it runs around, so she's more skittish.
Butterball, cute.
Yeah.
So go sit down.
Hi, Stacey. Good morning.
Good morning.
Any requests this morning, Stacey?
I always like the side body stretches and the hip opener things. I get tight back there.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. We'll get started
Thank you.
in a few minutes here. Preston, we know you're there behind that black screen. Just want to say hi to you. And there's the
Good morning.
Good morning, Steph. I love Judah's new haircut and glasses. He looks so mature. Amazing.
So funny.
And then we have Celia, looking so stern. Good morning, Celia.
Hi, Celia.
Oh, hi. How are you, Cookie?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, good. Well, we've got a nice group today. I've got a couple cats joining me at the moment. We're going to get started by coming into a standing position. I'm going to mute everyone. Bill is not here. He's biking with his son in Bryce and Zion. So I am holding fort with the cats. It's nice to have the peace and quiet, but we put a mat down for him just for him to spiritually be in that space. So we'll come to a standing position. Give yourself about hips distance apart, a slight bend at the knees. Good morning, everyone. And let's find some gentle twists. Our toes are spread wide. We're gently connecting with our kidneys and the back body. For 3, for 2, and 1. Just pause and breathe. Spread the fingers wide. Take a slight bend in the knees. Spread the feet wide. And we'll find our way into child's pose. So coming down on the ground, big toes touch, our knees spread wide. Extend those arms out in front of you. Take the forehead to the floor and gently rock the forehead side to side. And then pause in the center and just connect with that breath. Weighting the hips, opening up the tops of the feet. And from here, we'll take a slight bend in our elbows, bring the soles of our palms together. You can take your prayer up and over your head and just pause here, setting a dedication or intention for your practice this morning. And we'll release our hands to the ground, come onto our hands and knees and tap the tops of our feet awake. And then press the shins into the floor. Let's exhale all the air out. Finding our cat-cow this morning. Just undulating that spine. Playing that edge on the inhalation and exhalation to really press into that back body. Send that breath, moving all that stale air from our sleep Take 3 more breaths here. Really just deepening that connection with your breath. In and out through the nose. Beautiful. We'll take 1 more full inhale. Exhale the air out. Come back to neutral. Let's take a gaze over our right shoulder. Fan those ribs on the left side open. And back through center. Gaze over the opposite shoulder. Right ribs are fanning wide. We come back to center. Let's tuck our toes under and find our downward dog. And just pedal out those feet. Shake out the head. And let's take that right leg up. Right hip on top of left. We'll yawn that right knee up towards the sky. Then we'll straighten that right leg. Step it forward into a low lunge. Left knee on the floor. You can always add a little extra cushion for that left knee by folding over the side of the mat. Hands alongside the front of the foot, just melt into those hips. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. Nice soft eye gaze. Those toes on the right foot are spread wide. And then we'll draw our hips back, flex those right toes. Lengthen over that right thigh. Maybe take a slight bend in that right knee. Notice where you feel the stretch. Then we'll bend that right knee and tuck the left toes under. Find high plank. Give yourself at least hips distance with your feet, a nice wide stance. We'll just come more on the ball of the feet. Draw your chest closer. Notice how that engages all of the muscles. Navel in and up towards the spine. Dropping your knees is always an option. Engage that core. Lift the back body 2 more inches. Beautiful. 1 more breath here. You're getting so strong. Nice. Downward dog. Exhale. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. We'll lift the left leg. Stack that left hip on top of the right. Yawn that left knee up towards the sky. Then lengthen through that left leg, step it forward, low lunge on the other side. Again, you can give yourself a little extra cushion underneath the knee. Open up the top of the right foot, press the foot into the earth, melt into those hips, broaden through the collarbones, nice soft eye gaze, connecting with that breath. The toes on the left foot are spread wide. Beautiful. Now we'll draw our hips back, flex those toes, a slight bend in that left knee. See if you can draw your chest over that left thigh. Beautiful. Then we'll take a bend in that left knee, step back into high plank again. Give yourself that wide stance, shoulders over wrist creases, your navel is engaged. We come more on the ball of the foot, drawing your chest a couple inches closer to the front of your mat. Notice all of those muscles engaged. Beautiful. 5 counts to lower to the mat. Hug those elbows in. 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way to the floor on 1. Untuck your toes, draw your forehead to the mat, and hug those elbows in. Pressing through your hip points. Notice what's connecting with the floor. Let's just peel our chest off the mat. And then draw our forehead to the floor. So just riding that breath like a wave. Inhale, our heart lifts. Exhale, we slowly come down to the floor. 2 more. Just waving that body, undulating that different part of the spine than we did at cat-cow. Last one. Moving from the back of our heart. Maybe lift those shoulders 1 more inch. Feel the tops of the feet as it connects with the earth. Then we'll slowly roll the forehead all the way to the floor. Tuck those toes under. Engage those leg muscles. We press through high plank. Beautiful. Downward dog. Exhale. Right leg lifted high. Bend the knee, stack the hip. Straighten that right leg. Warrior 1. And use that inhalation to rise. We'll open into warrior two. Pause here. Let's reverse. Right hand up and over. Back into warrior two. And vinyasa. Hands to the floor. Right leg back. Pause in high plank. Find low plank. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, exhale. We lift the left leg high. Bend the knee, stack the hip. Then straighten that left leg, warrior one. Firm foundation with the feet. We rise, come all the way up with that inhale. We open into warrior two. Drop into those hips. Reverse the warrior. That left knee is still reaching forward. Back into warrior two. Your vinyasa, hands to the floor. Left leg back, pause here. High plank, low plank, elbows hug in. Cobra or upward dog. Beautiful, downward dog, exhale. Eyes are soft. Back of the neck lengthens, shake out your head. Take a soft bend in the knees, press your chest back towards your thighs. We externally rotate those shoulders. Now find length through the spine, open up through the backs of the knees. Draw those heels a little closer to the floor. Nice work, you guys. Another breath in. Complete that exhalation. We bend the knees, step, hop, or jump to the top of the mat. Find that halfway lift and fold forward, Uttanasana. Please rise and lift that heart. We'll cactus our hands out to the sides. Big breath in and melt forward, Uttanasana. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back. High plank to low. A cobra or up dog. Downward dog, exhale. We'll lift that right leg up again. Bend the knee, stack the hip. Straighten that right leg, step it forward, warrior one. And rise. Open into warrior two. Moving with our breath, we straighten that right leg, press the soles of our palms together, then find our way back into warrior two. Move with your breath, inhale, lengthen, soften and let go on the exhale. 3 more like that, breathe in, breathe out. Maybe close your eyes for the next 2. Just feel the posture without using those eyes. Find your internal gaze. Last one. Palms pressed together overhead. We find our way into warrior two. Pause here. Open up those collarbones. Let's reverse our warrior. Keep tracking that right knee forward. Beautiful. Back into warrior two. Hug those arm muscles. Engage those muscles in the arms. Then vinyasa. We'll pause in high plank. Find that wide stance with the feet. A little more stability here. Then low plank. A cobra or upward dog. Beautiful, downward dog. Exhale, eyes towards the back of the mat. We lift that left leg high. Bend the knee, stack the hip. Straighten that left leg, step it forward, warrior one. And rise. We open up into warrior two. Drop into those hips. Moving with our breath, we inhale, straighten that left leg. Soles of our palms pressed together. Then we find our way back into warrior two. Move with your breath, inhale. Find that length, extension. Then we soften and let go on that exhale. 3 more together. Breath in and breath out. Last 2. And we soften. Last one, inhale. Soles of the palms pressed together. Feel that beautiful stretch. We soften into warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Keep that lower body exactly where it is. Keep tracking that left knee forward. Drop into those hips. Then back into warrior two. And our vinyasa. Hands to the floor. Left leg back. We pause here. Engage that core. Navel in and up towards the spine. We'll lift the right leg a few inches off the mat, take the right knee towards the right shoulder. Then take that leg back. We lift the left foot, draw the knee to the shoulder, and then back to the floor. So keep alternating here, knee to shoulder. 3 more each side. Building strength here. Last 2. We do what we can. Last 1, knee to shoulder. Left knee to left shoulder. Beautiful downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. And lift that right leg up towards the sky. We'll bend the knee, stack the hip. Straighten through that right leg. Warrior 1. And rise. Hands behind the back body. Find that interlacing. Or use that hand towel. We'll lift our heart. Keep tracking that right knee forward. So I'm opening up my hands and just sliding my hands down the back of the left thigh, still reaching that right knee forward. My throat is open, my eyes are open, my breath is steady, keep bending into that right knee. Then we'll lift our head and find Silver Surfer. So finding a deeper opening here. Track those hips towards the back of your mat. Then that right knee is stacked over that right ankle. Drop the crown of the head towards the floor. Pull your arms away from the back body. Our toes are spread wide. Take another full breath here. Complete that exhalation. We slowly come back through Warrior 1. We blossom into Warrior 2. Find that reverse. Lower body stays where it is. And then our vinyasa. Hands to the floor. Right leg back. Pause here. High plank. Nice. Low plank. Cobra or up dog. Downward dog. Exhale. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Now we lift our left leg high. Bend the knee. Stack the hip. Straighten through that left leg. Warrior 1. And rise. Come all the way up. Use that breath. Hands behind the back body, opposite thumb on top. So I'm opening up the palms and I'm sliding my hand down my back of my right thigh. That left knee is tracking to the front of your space. Your eyes are open. Your throat is soft. Now we lift our head and find Silver Surfer. Crown of the head on the inside of the front foot. We draw our arms away from the back body. Now spin those hips towards the back of your mat. Track that left knee over the left ankle. Drop the crown of the head towards the floor. Let all of those thoughts in your head just spill out and onto your mat. We take another full breath here. Complete the exhalation, slowly rise. Back through Warrior 1. We open into Warrior 2. Find that reverse warrior. Lower body stays where it is. Then we find our way into a vinyasa. Hands to the mat, left leg back. High to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. Beautiful downward dog. Exhale, eyes towards the back of the mat. We inhale to high plank. Morning Ringo. Now we'll take that right knee to right shoulder. Give yourself that hips distance with your feet, alternating the knee to the shoulder. We do 5 on each side. You can always modify by just coming onto your knees and maybe just lifting the knee up. So last 2. Building core strength here. Last right shoulder, right knee. Left knee, left shoulder. Downward dog. Exhale. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Pause and breathe here. Last time, we lift that right leg high. Bend the knee, stack the hip. Stay here or flip that dog over. Both feet on the floor. Lift those hips. Take the right hand up and over. Throat is soft, eyes are wide. Let's lift our heels off the floor. Lift those hips a little higher. See that what that does to the posture? Then take your heels back to the floor. One more breath in, lift everything up. Watch that right hand as it connects with the mat. We extend that right leg high and lower it down to the floor, downward dog. Shake out that head, steady breathing. Last side, we lift the left leg, bend the knees, stack the hips, flex that left foot, stay here, or flip your dog. Both feet on the floor, hips lift, left hand up and over. Your eyes are wide, breath is steady. Let's lift those heels, lift those hips a little higher. Maybe take the left hand up and over for 3, 2, heels back on the ground. Watch that left hand as it connects with the floor. We extend that left leg high, lower it down to the floor, and let's find a child's pose. Nice work, knees wide, hips are heavy. Let's take our hands alongside the body for this version. Move the forehead side to side. Slow down the breath. Tracing that inhalation and exhalation. See if you can lengthen that breath. 2 more breaths here. We'll take another full inhale. Complete that exhalation and lift your head. Let's come onto our forearms. So my elbows are the width of my shoulders. I'll interlace my fingers. You always have the option to keep your fingers spread wide. So we tuck our toes under, setting up for our dolphin. Lift those sits bones. Take your eyes towards the back of the mat. You want to lengthen out the neck. And then we walk our toes towards the elbows till you find that first bit of resistance. Take a slight bend in the knees. Press your chest back towards your thighs. And then begin to draw those heels to the mat. Really engaging through those forearms. Now walk the big toes into a center line. So just moving that center of gravity more into the center of your mat. We'll extend that right leg up towards the sky. Lift the left heel. Maybe pulse that leg. Just feel that sensation of lifting that right leg higher by lifting the left heel. Or take little bunny hops here. Just playing with that balance, 3 or 4 hops. Then we'll slowly lower that right leg down to the mat. Big toes touch. Press through those forearms. Beautiful. Now we extend the left leg high. And again, if you're newer to practice, just lift that right heel. Just find those sensations or find those little hops. 5, 4, 3, trusting here, 2, on 1, we lower that left leg down and find child's pose again. Big toes touch, hips are heavy. Release your hands, take them alongside the body. And let's turn our left ear to the floor. Gazing towards the outer edge of your mat. Slow down that breath. And then we'll take our right ear to the floor. Maybe swallow. Connecting with that inhalation and exhalation. Beautiful. We'll come back to neutral and we'll take our second round of dolphin. Same setup. This time I will not interlace my fingers. I'll just keep my hands flat. Watch those elbows. They really do want to splay open. We tuck our toes under again. Lift those sits bones. Gaze towards the back of the mat. Take the head out of the posture. Then walk those toes towards your elbows. When you find that resistance, maybe back up a little bit. Pause and breathe. Allow the body to be calm so we can find a deeper opening in this posture. So I invite you to walk your toes into that center line again. Really rooting through those forearms. Stay here or lift that right leg up towards the sky. Again, you can find those little hops. Maybe turning it into a balance posture. 3 or 4 rocks hops on the one side. We'll lower the right leg down. Left leg lifted high. Little hops, 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, we lower the left leg down. Keep your hands where they are. Just walk your toes towards the back of the mat. We'll find a forearm plank here. Shoulders over those elbows for 5 breaths. So that beautiful line of energy, engage that core. Calm down the breath by extending the inhalation and exhalation. Last 2 breaths. Last full inhale. Beautiful. Child's pose. Drop those knees, big toes touch. Let's extend those arms out in front of us. Move the forehead side to side. Remember that intention or prayer you made at the beginning of practice. We'll come onto our hands and knees again. Tuck your toes under downward dog. Eyes towards the back of the mat. Shake out that head. And we'll extend that right leg up towards the sky. Step it, let's bend the knee, stack the hip. A lot of opening up the hips today. Mindful, David, of your challenges. Straighten through that right leg, warrior 2. Swing the arms up and over, drop into those hips. We'll straighten through the right leg and find our triangle. So reach the right hand forward and extend the left hand high. We'll open up our shoulders a little more this morning. 2 or 3 revolutions. Then we change our direction. Finding that breath. Then pause with that left hand over the ear. Draw the shoulder back into the socket. Let's invite that bottom hand to meet it. 3, 2, on 1. We come all the way up. Spin those right toes in. Take the arms up overhead and we'll bend that right elbow. Left hand on the right elbow. Feel that stretch on that right shoulder. Can you walk the right hand into the shoulder blades? Draw those floating ribs back into the chest. We'll soften those knees slightly. The toes are actually turned in slightly. Engage that core and slowly hinge forward. Weight will go into your heels, so bend those knees a little more. Take more weight into the balls of the feet. Crown of the head towards the floor. 2 more breaths here. A final full inhale. Complete that exhale and slowly rise. Take your time. You're still holding on to that right elbow. We'll release the hands alongside the body and just roll those shoulders open. Nice. And we'll find warrior 2 on the left side. Left knee bends. Drop into those hips. Open up those collarbones, lines of energy through those fingers. Nice. We lengthen through that left leg. Triangle other side. Find that really large reach and extend that right hand high. So we'll open up the shoulders again, 2 or 3 revolutions in one direction. And please change direction. And we'll stop with that right arm over the ear. Draw the shoulder back into the socket. Lift through those kneecaps. Maybe take that bottom hand to meet it. Find that core. Nice. For 3, 2, we come all the way up on 1. Spin those left toes in. Take the arms up overhead and bend that left elbow. Opposite hand for the elbow. So drawing it, stack the elbow over the shoulder. Draw those floating ribs back into the body. We always move from that core, that stability. A slight bend in the knees, and we'll hinge from our hips. More weight into the balls of the feet. Shake out the head. Connect with that breath. Opening up the backs of the legs. 2 more breaths. A final full inhale. Complete that exhalation and slowly rise. You're still holding on to that elbow all the way up to standing nice. We'll release the hands and draw those heels in. Drop through the hips. Let's crisscross our heart and drop a little deeper into those hips. The toes are turned out at about a 45-degree angle. The knees are tracking right over the feet. We'll start by taking our left shoulder towards our left knee. We move through time and space, chest parallel to the floor, right shoulder, right knee, and back to center. Let's change direction, right shoulder, right knee. Engage that core as your chest is parallel to the floor, and then we come all the way up. Option to close those eyes for this next one. Left shoulder, left knee. Take your time. Feel your feet as they connect with the floor. Then we come all the way back to center. Last time. Opposite shoulder to right knee. Chest is parallel. And we come all the way up to center. Open up your eyes. Let's release our hands. Heel toe those feet together. Samastitihi. Hands at your heart center. Pause and breathe here. Connect with that breath. Face is soft, breath is steady. Let's flutter those eyelids open. We hadn't done our dancer for a while, so we'll take the right elbow towards the hip, extend the left hand. Bend and catch the inside of that right foot. We hug those knees together. Draw those floating ribs back into the body. So we'll start with just the kick. I'm gonna take a slight bend in the left knee that engages all of the muscles in that left foot so that you can find that firm foundation. Then just start kicking with the right toes up and towards the back of your space. That wide foundation gives you the stability to maybe find a little deeper expression of the posture. Keep kicking and reaching with those right toes. Steady eye gaze. Breath is connected. Take another full inhale. Reach, reach, reach. And then we come all the way up to standing. Nice work, you guys. Beautiful. Hands to your heart. Pause and breathe. Swallow. Connect with that breath. We'll find the other side. Left elbow, left hip. Right arm extends. See if you can draw it by your ear and soften that right shoulder down the back body. Bend and find the inside of the left foot. We start with those knees together. The right hand is still reaching up towards the sky. Now take a slight bend in that right knee. Spread the toes out, your foundation, everything connecting with the mat. You want to find as solid foundation as possible as you start with just kicking the toes up and towards the back of the space. The body will slowly follow. Track those fingers in the right hand right at your third eye. Keep kicking and reaching. 2 more breaths. Now find that full expression, extend and lift. And then we ride our breath all the way up. Nice. Hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Pause and breathe. Bend those knees. We'll release our hands and just give yourself hips distance apart. Let's just open up our hips this morning. Just finding some wide revolutions in one direction. And then we change direction. Nice. Now we'll draw our feet together, opening up those knees. About 4 revolutions in one direction. Nice, and change direction. If there's any sharpness or pain in any posture, please stop immediately, don't do it. We can always find alternative postures after class. And last time, we'll just open up the tops of the feet again. So I'm on the top of my toes. Give yourself a little cushion. You're just rolling over those toes, waking up the fascia in the feet. Put our poor toes in those shoes all day. So we're just opening up that fascia. Helps with plantar fasciitis, etc. And we'll come to the other side when you're ready. Maybe it's just staying right here on the top of the left toes. Right here is a big sensation. Or gently roll the feet in one direction. You're still working on your balance. Chest is lifted, eyes are eye level. And then we'll just change direction. Last 2 revolutions here. Nice, we'll just shake it all out. Samastitihi, hands at heart center. Open up those collarbones. Find that breath. Let's flutter the eyelids open. And we'll bend that right knee. Option to find the big toe. Or option to extend that right heel forward. Lift the heart, and we'll take the knee or heel to the side of your space. Option to extend that left arm. Slight bend in the left knee. Lift through the chest, eyes eye level. Then you'll slowly take your gaze over that opposite shoulder. So playing that edge. And we'll slowly take that leg, the heel or knee back to center. I'm going to take my left hand outside my outer edge of my right foot and extend my right hand behind me. I'm still looking forward. I'm finding that scissor action in the thighs. Stay here, or maybe take your eyes towards the side of your mat, towards the side of your space, excuse me. Or maybe taking your eye gaze towards the back. Notice what's happening with your balance. And we'll take our eyes back towards the center. We'll release the foot or the knee. Reach the arms up ahead, up above you. Flex the right foot, little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, tree on 1. Right foot to the inner left thigh. We bring our hands to our hearts. Pause and breathe. Open up those collarbones. Let's lift our prayer up. Opening up those hands. Lift your eye gaze. Stay connected with that breath. One more full inhale here. And we'll slowly lower the prayer to our heart. And keep that knee lifted. And slowly lower that foot to the floor. Spread the toes wide. We'll take the other side. So the left knee bends. You find the left big toe. Or extend the heel towards the front of your space. So find the scissor action in those thighs again. Now we'll draw the left hip back into the socket, the left shoulder back into the socket. Always an option to play with the bend in that right knee. So honor where you are. This could be a big, intense stretch. We take the heel or the knee to the side. Maybe extend that right hand. I'm looking forward, and maybe take your gaze over that opposite shoulder. Notice what happens to the balance, spreading those right toes. We'll take our eye gaze back forward, or your heel or your knee. I'm going to take the opposite hand on the outside of my left foot, then extend through the heel, and take the left hand to the back of my space. Find the scissor action in those thighs. Those hips will become more level. We stay here, or maybe shift your eye gaze to the side or to the back of your space. Still breathing. We'll take our eyes back towards the center. We'll extend those arms overhead. Little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and tree on 1. Left foot in the inner thigh. We'll just start with our hands to our hearts. Open up those collarbones. Try to level off those hips. Finding the pressure of the foot and the thigh as they connect. Maybe from there, find a taller spine, and we'll take the arms up overhead. And we'll just drop that left hand towards the left knee, fan those right ribs open. And we'll take the left hand high and lower the right hand down, fan through those left ribs. Beautiful, and both hands high. We'll draw our prayer to our heart center and lower that left leg down, Samastitihi. Pause and breathe. Let's take a vinyasa, full inhale. Forward fold, exhale. We find that halfway lift. Step or jump those feet back, high to low plank. Cobra or upward dog. Downward dog, exhale. Let's inhale the high plank. Spin the heels to the right, Vashisthasana. So I'll offset my feet. I'm on the outer edge of my right foot, the inner edge of my left foot. Right, left hand high. Maybe shift your eye gaze. We'll take that left hand over the ear, bump those hips up. Feel that breath in the body for 3, for 2. We lower that hand down on 1 and just step back into downward dog. Shake out that head. We'll come to the other side. We inhale the high plank. Spin the heels in the opposite direction. I'm going to stack my feet on one another for this posture, this version. My right hand reaches up towards the sky. Let's bump up those hips. Maybe lift your eye gaze. Let's take the right hand over the ear. Find that balance for 3, for 2, on 1. Right hand to the floor, downward dog. And just walk your feet 12 inches closer to your hands. So maybe your heels come to the floor. You're in that mini downward dog. And we'll take the left hand towards the outer right ankle. Gaze under that shoulder. And left hand to the floor, right hand, left ankle. Gaze under that opposite shoulder. We'll take that right hand to the floor. Just lower onto your knees. Cross your ankles. And let's take our feet flat on the floor. Just give yourself a hug. Forehead to the knees. Soften the shoulders away from your ears. Connect with that breath. And we'll lift our hearts. Take your hands behind your knees. Find those sits bones. Lift your shins parallel to the floor. Extend through the hands. Find that core. Maybe straighten those legs for 4 breaths. For 3, for 2. We cross our ankles on 1, hands by those hips, and lift. Navasana. Hug those knees, shins parallel. Maybe extend the legs or stay supported. Breath is steady. 4, 3, 2. Opposite ankle in front, hands by those hips. We lift. Last version. Stay with Navasana, stay supported. Shins are parallel or extend those legs. Last 4. Last 3 breaths. A little shaking's okay too. And on 1, we cross opposite ankle, hands by those hips. We lift, uncross those legs, come onto your back body. Hug those knees in. And we'll take our feet flat on the floor. Setting up for our first bridge this morning. We'll make it a moving bridge. So hips lift, arms reach up overhead. Top of the hands connect with the floor when your hips are at their highest point. Then ride the breath slowly down. Hands and back body connect at the same time. Breathe in, we lift everything, arms up overhead. Maybe lift those hips higher. Slowly synchronize the hands and the back body to connect together. 3 more. Moving with that breath. Just enjoying the postures, not powering through, being thankful for this body that we have. And we're just taking care of it so this vessel can provide for us as much comfort as we can as we age. And then slowly lower all the way down. Let's take those knees together. Just pause here, both hands on your belly. Just watch those hands lift with each inhalation on the belly. And on the exhalation, they slowly deflate. Face is soft, root of the tongue is relaxed. Our ears are open wide. Now we'll open up our knees. Second bridge. Let's turn our palms down towards the floor. This time we lift our hips. Hug those shoulders in. Maybe find the bind with the fingers. Forearms to the floor. Let's lift our heels off the mat. Lift the breastbone towards the chin. 2 more breaths here. Heels are still lifted. Hips are lifting a little higher. Keep the hips where they are. Can you just put the heels down? Maybe find a deeper opening, and then we slowly release the hands, unwind the spine. Those knees kiss again. We take our hands on our heart, pause and breathe. Opening up those ears. Slowing down the body, slowing down the breath. We'll flutter our eyelids open. So 1 more bridge or full wheel. So you can move right into wheel, into bridge. I'll walk everyone through wheel. If you have a partner, maybe you take turns and you can reach for the ankles with your partner, maybe Cookie and David or Christina and David, and just reach onto the ankles. Or try it with someone at home. It gives you a little more space if you're in between the bridge and the wheel part. Otherwise, fingers underneath your shoulders, hug those elbows in, come onto the crown of your head, and then press your hands and feet straight. Walking those heels closer towards your fingers, straighten through those arms and legs, melt through the heart. Just allow the spine to open. Maybe taking a bend in those knees. 2 more breaths wherever you are. We take a final full inhale. On the exhalation, slowly unwind the spine completely. Feel each vertebra as it connects with the floor. Take the soles of the feet together. A hand on your heart, a hand on your belly. Allow those knees to open. Relax your face. Slowing down that breath. And just change sides. Right hand on your belly, left hand over your heart. Zipping up the soles of your feet. Match up your toes with one another. Noticing the temperature on your feet. Soften your face. Swallow. And then we'll open up our eyes. Hands outside those knees. Hug those knees together. And give yourself another hug this morning. So we're reaching those knees into your chest. Just rock the spine side to side this time. And then we open up into happy baby. Reach for the inner arches of your feet. And rock the spine side to side. And mindful of your partner or your space, we'll straddle our legs. Again, slight bend in those knees. And then we draw our feet together and take the right ankle on the left knee, on the top of the left knee. Open up that right knee, interlace behind the left knee or back of the left knee. Opening up those hips, soften the shoulders. Notice what's connecting with the floor. Hug that left knee a little closer. Find that breath. Soften through the body. That constricted body doesn't open. So when you can let go a little bit, relax the body, that's where we find the ease and allow the body to slowly open breath by breath. Never forcing. And we'll take the other side. So left ankle, right thigh, interlace below the knee or on top of the, or below the back of the knee. Use that elbow to open up the left knee and just hug that right knee in. Swallow. Flex both feet. Steady breathing. We'll take another inhale here. Complete that exhalation. And just release, hug those knees in. And we'll lift those knees, those legs up towards the sky. Support underneath your hip. Lift those toes and we'll find our way into our plow position. So opening up that middle back, I'm going to take a slight bend in my knees, taking the tops of my feet to the floor. If you want to take it into a shoulder stand, please do. Otherwise, just stay with me this morning. We're going to explore plow a little deeper. My hands are supporting my lower back. My knees are bent, opening up the tops of the feet. Find each toenail, see if you can find that connection with the earth. And after a few breaths, maybe walk your hands back down your back body. See if you can take your toes a little further away from you. Steady breath. And take another deep inhale. Complete the exhale, and we'll slowly bend those knees. Squeeze those ears with your knees. Now I take my hands on the floor and unwind the spine. Take your time. Support your hips underneath your hands. We'll slowly lower those heels to the floor. I'm going to move out of the space and take a counter posture. You're on your forearms and you take the crown of the head towards the floor, open up your chest. If this is intense for you, please don't do it. Then we'll draw our chin towards our chest and hug those knees in one more time. Relax your face. We'll cactus our hands out, draw the knees to the right, shift your eye gaze over that left shoulder. Find that breath. And take the knees back to center, drop them in the opposite direction. Maybe take your eye gaze over that right shoulder. And knees come back to center, hands behind the knees. Last time, rocking the spine backwards and forwards into the last Navasana. So engaging that core. Just one more time here, find that Navasana support underneath the knees, extend those arms, maybe straighten through those legs, reaching for the toes, lift the heart, breathe for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, on 1, we cross, last time we lift, and we'll find Paschimottanasana. Extend those legs, release that extra flesh, arms reach up overhead. We take a slight bend in the knees and reach for the toes or the ankles. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe into those tight hamstrings. Crown of the head towards the toes. Find the breath on the back body. Nice, and we'll lift our hearts. And we're going to do a modified inversion. So we're all in a different space. Maybe you're in your kitchen. We're going to find a wall space. If you don't have a wall space by you, you're just going to come onto your backs and lift up your legs for a supported inversion. If you have a space by you, again, you can use a refrigerator in a kitchen. I'm using the bathroom door. I'm supporting my legs up the side. Depending upon how open your backs of your legs are is how close you can come to your wall or your refrigerator. Turn the palms up, relax your heels against the wall, and we'll take this supported inversion just for a few minutes as our form of Shavasana. If you don't have a wall, just take your legs up. Say you can support them underneath your hands, but we'll have about 2 minutes here. So just take this supported inversion as your Shavasana. I'm going to be quiet. Open up your ears. Just let go. Letting go of any control of your breath. Surrendering into the posture. Just watching sensations as they bubble to the surface, maybe some tingling, maybe some involuntary movements. That's the body, the prana, the life energy just circulating through the body as we opened up all those channels in the body with our practice this morning. So last minute here. Final 2 breaths. We take that last inhale. If your legs were just up in the air, just slowly, everyone bend those knees. We'll drop our knees to either side here. Stay supported with your hands underneath your head. And we'll slowly come to a comfortable seated position. You can stay in Shavasana if you're enjoying that inversion. Stay right there. Hands supported on your thighs, and inviting you to bring your hands to your heart center. Another quote from Dale Carnegie this morning. You have it easily in your power to increase the sum total of the world's happiness now. How? By giving a few words of sincere appreciation to someone who is lonely or discouraged. Perhaps you will forget tomorrow the kind words you say today, but the recipient may cherish them over a lifetime. Your words have a lot of power. Use them cautiously. So hands to your heart center, bowing your forehead to the tips of your fingers, acknowledging this practice that you gave yourself this morning. So pleased to have this virtual Zoom class. And the light within me honors and recognizes the light within all of you. We'll join our voices to end class with one beautiful Om. Sip in the breath. Om. And namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Thanks, Amy. Awesome as always.
Thank you. Can unmute. We will not have class next Thursday, August 20th, but we will have class on Tuesday. We'll have Bill back with all of his sounds and his guitar. But thank you, everyone. Thank you for the Donna. And it's great having you guys virtually, starting 6 months of sheltering in place. It's so hard to believe.
Crazy.
Reach out to people. It makes such a difference. Call someone you haven't talked to. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.